All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We have November 15th, Tuesday basketball to jump into today. Only 5 games on the slate, so obviously we're not going to force anything, but we will go through each and every game. I'll give you what I'm thinking, give you where my head's at. We'll talk about the game. I'll give you my lean, but as always, what do I always tell you guys? Keep an eye on the pinned comment of this video. That is where all my final plays will be, what I'm actually going to be rolling with tonight. Last night we ended up going 3-2, which is a positive night. Do not get me wrong, it's a positive night, but we were a point or 2.5 points away from a sweep. So we'll talk about the wins. Suns plus 1.5, they cover that, right? We had the over 215 in that game as well. I knew that was not going to be a sweat at all. That was an easy over. And then we had our ride of the day coming in from Joe. And I'm going to talk about this ride of the day in just a second and something related to Joe, because he's gone 2 straight ride of the day hits for us. So those are our wins. So stay tuned for more talking the ride of the day in just a second. We got some exciting stuff. But then for our losses. We had the Suns money line. So obviously, you know, they lose that game by 1 point. So we cover the 1.5. We split a unit. So yeah, we kind of cover our bases a little bit, but 1 point away, 1.5 point away from winning that one. Frustrating. The Heat kind of clutched up. I'll give them credit. At the end of that game, I was watching it, you know, with a few minutes left in the game. Suns are up by a couple possessions. Heat come back, clutch up. Bam Adebayo played well. And then the one that I'm really frustrated about, guys, was Isaiah Stewart over 10.5 points. Now, Isaiah Stewart left the game early in the game, I think, you know, early second quarter or something like that, with an injury. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. He played 12 minutes. He had 9 points in 12 minutes. He needed 1.5 points to push this. So, you know, 2 points, one more bucket, and he hits the over, but he gets injured. He was cooking. So that is a bummer, but it still is a positive day nonetheless. I'm not mad about it. But yeah, guys, let's get back to this ride of the day talk, because I got a little something to share here. This ride of the day, we have 2 straight from Joe. So again, shout out to Joe. Now I'm putting it on Joe. I'm putting the pressure on you, Joe, if you are watching today's video. Guys, we'll pick 2 ride of the days today, because I'm going to be riding with whatever Joe puts in the comments. And if Joe wins, he's getting a t-shirt. So make sure if you're watching this video, go check out the comments. See if Joe has a ride of the day in there, because he's red hot. So Joe, we're going to connect. If you hit your next ride of the day, you go 3 straight, we're going to give you a t-shirt from the merch store. We'll get in contact and all that good stuff. So guys, as part of this awesome community that we're building and that we have, make sure to check out Joe. Give him some hype in the comments when he drops it. But yeah, we're putting the pressure on Joe. If he doesn't want to do it, that's all good. But I think it will be fun. So guys, let's talk about a couple things before we get into today's slate. Like the sponsor of the video, guys. If you don't know about MyBookie, you're missing out, guys. MyBookie is an amazing sports book. They have a plethora of selections and different odds and different types of games you can actually play, and they'll match your deposit up to 50%, up to $1,000. So if you're gonna head over there, use that link in the description, use the promo code GBS, and you guys, if you put in $100, you'll get $50 back, and that's a $50 free play that you can use. It's super easy to use MyBookie. It's fast, it's easy, guys. It's simple. You can even watch games, stream the games through the website on that. So make sure to go check out MyBookie, guys. Use the link in the description and use promo code GBS. And yeah, you know, without further ado, let's get into some of these games. We got a couple things to talk about, like shouting out the ballers and whatnot in the middle of the video here, but I know we're kind of delayed and I've been rambling here for a few minutes, so it's about time we get into at least some of the games here. What do you say, right? We got the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Pelicans in this one. Memphis 9-5 straight up, 5-8-1 against the spread. However, New Orleans at home here, 3.5 point favorites. I think this line's jumped around a little bit. I know in the graphic I think I have 2 or 1.5, but as of right now I'm seeing 3.5 point favorites. Total is 229. New Orleans 7-6 straight up, 6-7 against the spread in this one. Memphis isn't playing well against the spread. Now they do have some injuries to note here. Danny Green out, Jaren Jackson upgraded to probable, John Morant upgraded to probable, Desmond Bane is out, and for the Pelicans, Zion Williamson is questionable. So this game truthfully is going to come down to the injury report no matter what. We have a lot of stars in this game injured, but if everyone is healthy, I think that I'm going to go with Memphis getting the 3.5 points. Obviously, this line's been a little volatile, so make sure to keep an eye on the line. Don't jump to it, kind of see where it settles type of thing. So I'm going to lean Memphis here. I know they are on the road. I know they have Desmond Bane out, but they do have Ja Morant here. And coming off of a loss to Washington just a couple nights ago, I feel like they're going to come out a little fiery versus New Orleans, who came out and smacked Houston around and wasn't really a good test of them. So I'm going to lean Memphis here. In terms of a total, I don't really love a total in this one, but 230.5, 229, no matter what the number is on your book, I do think that I lean the under. I think this game's probably around 226, but that is a very, very slight lean. Next game, we have the Clippers taking on the Mavericks here. Mavericks 7-point favorites at home. The total is 211.5, which, if you know about the Mavericks right now, they are one of the slowest paced teams in the league, and the Clippers aren't that far behind. They're in the bottom third when it comes to pace in this league. However, I see that this game goes over the number here, not by much. I think this game probably ends at 216, 217, but that can beat that over by 6-7 points. So I'm going to be looking at the over in this one. It might be a crazy play. Somehow I'm looking at a 212 total and I'm taking the over, and I'm like, okay, this is a psycho alert game. But the way the Mavericks have been playing, the way the Clippers have been trending, doesn't really seem like it's that crazy of a total to set. But the Mavericks in their last few games here, 96 points, 87 points, 105 points, and then 107 points. They let up 112 to Portland as well. The Clippers, who have been a very, very slow team here, 122 to 106 last night against Houston here. It was a blowout. I don't expect guys to be resting or anything like that. The only injury report here to note is John Wall. He's questionable. So I'm going to look at the over in this one, guys. The model, again, has this one going, and the model that I built, which we're going to talk about just a second, has this going around 216 to 217. I also lean the Clippers. I think it's a lot of points to give them, but I like the over more than anything in this game. And guys, I spoke about the model. I do want to shout this out, guys. And if you do want to become a baller today, it's super, super simple, and it supports the channel, guys. All you have to do is use that join button below the video. It's right next to the subscribe button, right? Become a baller today. We have a bunch of models for you guys, and when I say a bunch, we have a spreads and total model that I'm providing to the ballers each and every day, and we also have a player props model that predicts each player's game. It goes and simulates each game 500 times against their opponent, and then it spits out some percentages at you. We got a couple screenshots from a few nights ago on the screen right now, but it's only $2.99 a month. Both of them hitting at really good rates this season. Our spread models at a 63.5 daily percent average here for a hit rate, and our player prop model 57% there. So I mean, we're looking pretty good from the model standpoint. The record here is pretty crazy. We have a 510 and 401 player prop model for in terms of a record, guys. You know that I'm big into the model building and the analytics. We have some more content coming as I plan it out and whatnot, but if you do want to become a baller, we do post these screenshots and everything like this every single day, guys. We're having some success with it. So if you want to become a baller, $2.99 a month, first and foremost, is a really good way to support the channel, and then secondarily, it's you get that $2.99 a month back if you hit one bet based on the model, unless you're placing like a $1 bet. But either way, guys, it is a successful tool, keyword tool. No model's ever going to be 100% correct, but as long as we can hang around that 55 to 60 range, we are absolutely golden. So make sure to go check that out, guys. I do think that there's some value there, and we have a lot more content coming that is model related. I know you guys have been pretty excited about that, but let's get back into these games. We have New York taking on the Jazz here. New York 4.5-point dogs at home. They're 6-7 on the season, 5-7-1 against the spread, playing a Jazz team who has still surprised me here, 10-5 both against the spread and straight up in this one. I think that this Jazz team is looking really, really good. I wonder when or if the wheels do fall off, but I'll take them at home. This isn't a game that I love. I've tried to find a really good stance on this game, but I haven't really been able to find one. But I do think that the Jazz probably take this win. I don't totally love it. The New York may be coming out fired up after losing to OKC, the Rumbling Covering Thunder. But yeah, we're going to lean Utah in this one. The total is 230. I look at the under in that one. You guys know that I love unders. This one I'm probably not playing because I do think that these teams can put up some points and let up some points. So I'm going to stick away from the total, but I do lean Jazz here, -4.5. Keep an eye on the pin comment to see if that becomes a final play. And then we got Brooklyn taking on Sacramento, which surprisingly I think is going to be a really, really good game. Sacramento's 9-3 against the spread this year, by far becoming one of my favorite teams to bet on. You know, we have Kevin Huerter, who, keep an eye on the pin column, we may be looking at his over again. We have Kevin Huerter, who is the first player this year to join the Guy Boston Hall of Fame in terms of winning enough player prop bets for us. But last time these two teams played was a long time ago here, February last year, and Brooklyn took it to Sacramento, beating them by 24 points. And that tells me that Sacramento may come out and feel a little, little bad about that one. Say, you know, we're not going to settle for that again. And they do cream Brooklyn. May happen. So I'm going to lean Sacramento super slight lean, because I've thought that Brooklyn has looked pretty good since the whole the coach firing and the shakeup and everything like that. Now they catch the L. Was it November two nights ago to the Lakers, 103-116. But prior to that, they beat New York, they beat the Clippers, and prior to that, they covered 3 straight games. So this Brooklyn team kind of felt the tides turning a little bit. Sacramento, on the other hand, has covered 4 straight games, 8 of their last 10 actually, excuse me. So I do lean Sacramento in this one. I don't totally love it, but definitely has a chance to be a final player. In terms of a total, we have a 225 total here. In this one, the model has this game going at 226. Little too close for comfort to me, probably sticking away from the total. And then next up, we have the last game of the night here. We have the Spurs, who... What was that last night against the Warriors? This Spurs team, who has been pretty good on the season against the spread, this Spurs team got beat 132-95. Yikes. This Spurs team, I think I leaned San Antonio in yesterday's video too. Good thing we didn't roll with that. But they are taking on the Trailblazers. Trailblazers, who are putting together a pretty good season, 11-2 against the spread, 9-4 straight up. They're 8-point favorites, so 224 here. In terms of injuries, looks like we have Trey Jones is questionable. I don't think he played yesterday with an illness. Then for Portland, Yusuf Nurkic is questionable. Winslow is questionable. Gary Payton's still out. So make sure to keep an eye on the injury reports if that tickles your fancy there. But I do think that I'm going to end up leaning San Antonio. 2 Psycho Alert sound drops in one video, but I think I lean San Antonio in this one. 7 points seems like a lot to give a team that just got their doors kicked in. Maybe they come out with a little bit of fire. If not, then I'm probably never betting San Antonio again. But guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, we're going to flash this up on the screen. Hashtag ride of the day. Everyone look for Joe in the comments. Joe, you don't have to take it if you don't want to, but you don't want the pressure. That's all good, man. But hey, we're trying to give out a free t-shirt here, and you have been absolutely red hot. Joe called that absolutely terrible Spurs performance last night, so maybe he can do it again. He's hit 2 ride of the days in a row for us, guys. So make sure to check out the comments and like that comment from Joe. Let's see if we can get his comment a bunch of likes, and we can all ride with him, and then he can win a t-shirt, because Joe has been absolutely on fire. But guys, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys do enjoy the video, and we'll catch you in the next one, right? Peace out.